Milan and wish her a Happy New Year.
Well, we'll wish her Happy New Year on Zoom. Most of us don't have her phone number, but we would if we could. So Shar, you want to start with your words of wisdom?
Okay, well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining in tonight. I did watch a little bit of Robert Kennedy Jr. today, being grilled by all these people. They were worried that he was going to sue the pharmaceutical companies and make some extra money. One of them were questioning him about it, and my thought is, I hope he does sue them and make a lot of money. They deserve to lose it. They're criminals. Look at all the people they kill. I mean, according to what Johns Hopkins University said, the more pharmaceutical drugs you take, the faster you die. That's an absolute fact. More people die from prescription drugs than from street drugs. And Robert Kennedy is very passionate about this because he wants to try to make people healthy again. And because of his passion, there's a lot of foods that have the different dyes in them that are derived from petroleum products. There's a yellow dye that they're going to ban apparently, and another red dye. So M&Ms are going to be taken off the market because of it. So are Skittles, because they're full of poison dyes that people, not good for us. So we're the sickest, according to him, and it's true, Doc knows that we're the sickest people in the world, and we're getting worse. And we spend more money on healthcare than all the other countries combined, and we're getting sicker. So there's got to be a better answer than what we're getting right now. So we need to start learning how to eat properly, drink clean water. And also, Grand Rapids, Michigan, I'm ashamed to say, was the first city in the whole United States to add fluoride to the drinking water. And Eustace Mullins, I've got an old VHS tape of Eustace Mullins being interviewed by a man from the South. I can't remember his name. But anyway, he talked about how fluoride is a byproduct of aluminum manufacturing, and it's toxic waste, and it used to have to go to a toxic waste dump, but a congressman got a $175,000 bribe. We're talking back in the 1940s when $175,000 was a lot of money to put the toxic fluoride that's hazmat, got to be cleaned up by hazmat, into the drinking water. Now, does that make any sense to anybody? So a friend of mine who's passed away had a video of a milk tank, the tanker trucks bringing the fluoride to the water treatment plant, where they proceeded to spill it onto the parking lot where the fluoride ate through the concrete. They had to call hazmat to clean it up. So this is what we've been shoved down our throats, basically. And the same thing, I had a dentist, our group had a dentist signed up, and he's since passed away, and I didn't know that he had congestive heart failure, or I would have got him on the de-stress and he'd still be alive. But he had a mercury, silver amalgam filling in a tooth in a plastic cubicle, and after 25 years you could put a light on it and see the vapors from the mercury evaporating off the filling after 25 years. He said if a dentist takes those fillings, those amalgam fillings, silver amalgam fillings out of your mouth, they have to go to a toxic waste dump, but they're perfectly safe in your mouth. So, people got to start waking up here, because we've been victimized by the powers that be for many, 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 many years. And I'm glad that Robert Kennedy is trying to expose all this corruption to the people. And it's up to us whether we want to believe it or not. I choose to believe it. And I know that fluoride is bad. I read an article a long time ago that most of the people that got AIDS were people that drank city water, which most of it has fluoride in it. So, I mean, it doesn't take too much of a leap of leap of um, reality to figure out that probably the city water has been compromising people's immune system for as long as they've been putting the fluoride in the water, which has been a long, long time. So I guess the bottom line is, do you care or don't you care? I mean, some people don't even care. I mean, somebody, I forgot who it was, that heard about the M&Ms being taken off the market, wanted to buy a ton of them so they could have access to them after they were banned. And I think that's stupidity in action right there. It's sad that people can't start using their God-given brain. And I would think that God would be mad at us if we didn't use our brain that he gave us. You would think that would be a mortal sin. But no, so many people have just fallen off the cliff, so to speak. It's the same thing with these fires. I mean, they don't plan ahead. We live in a 20-acre woods here, and we've cleaned all the brush out. If a fire happens here, it's not going to spread with the way it did in California. It looks like a park here, and they were told to do it, but nobody wants to do anything. And
I gotta catch the doorbell. I'll be back in 1 minute.
okay, so anyway, the bottom line is you got to start caring about your health, and you got to start doing something about it. Caring about it is one thing, but doing something about it is completely another thing. And we're given the opportunity now, hopefully, to do something about it. And some will and some won't, I guess. And it's my business is Heaven Can Wait, and my subtitle would be Can You? So you can wait by taking supplements and take care of yourself. So anyway, hopefully, I know all the people that are watching right now are diehard health gurus, which we all are. The challenge for all of us is to get people that don't seem to care until some unforeseen thing happens. That's the sad thing. I mean, why wait for a breakdown? Do preventative maintenance now before it's too late. Because if you're in good health, you can survive a lot of things that might finish you off, like, say, a car accident. If you're healthy, you might be able to survive it a lot better than if you got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. So, again, people got to start learning. It's not rocket science, just learning the basics of life. For example, in Michigan, we don't have selenium in the soil, not enough to keep you alive. And I have a distributor that he never took supplements. He's 18 years younger than I am, and he's had 3 heart attacks and 3 strokes, I believe. And his heart actually hurt him. I got him taking selenium, and he said right away the pain in his heart went away from taking selenium. So these are things that, that's another thing. I remember years ago, a young fella that went to Granville High School died in his sleep. And the doctors say he died from an enlarged heart. No, 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 no. He died from a lack of selenium, because selenium keeps your heart as a muscle. Your heart is the biggest muscle in your body. And the selenium keeps the heart being a muscle. If you run out of selenium, your heart, this is fascinates me. Doc told us, your heart, when you run out of selenium, your heart can turn from muscle to fat within minutes. Now think about it. Fat takes up a lot more room than muscle does. So when a doctor says somebody died from an enlarged heart, they died from a selenium deficiency. They ran out of selenium, and that's how they died. same thing too. Most skin ailments are caused from a gluten problem. So if you take essential fatty acids and avoid gluten, you won't have psoriasis and rosacea on your cheeks and everything. I remember when I think it was John, he was being approved for the Supreme Court, John Roberts. And I remember calling Doc right away and told Doc, I said, you taught me way too well because he's got rosacea. I don't think he wears makeup. He's got rosacea on his cheeks. He's got a drinking problem. Wheat, barley. Barley is in beer. And it finally came out that he had a problem with beer drinking. And he said he liked his beer and he wasn't going to quit drinking it. And there you go. So when you see people, especially men, because men don't usually wear makeup, with rosy cheeks, you know right away they got a gluten problem and they drink too much beer because that's why they got the rosy cheeks. It's really not that hard to figure all this stuff out. You just gotta kind of know the message. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's all simple stuff, and we gotta take care of our own body just like you would take care of a car. You don't go running your car without water or without antifreeze and without oil, without
Antifreeze.
you're not running it. So these are all simple things that people got to start paying attention to. And you need to do preventative maintenance on your body the same way you do on your vehicle so it doesn't have a breakdown. And when it does, you got to figure out what to do to correct the problem. And just taking the minerals, there's 6 rare earth minerals in our mineral supplement, our liquid minerals, and they're named after towns in the Bible, europium. And taking any one of those 6 rare earth minerals, 1 microgram a month, will double to triple the lifespan of laboratory animals. So if it will do that to an animal, what do you think it will do to us? Because you know we're taking that. I take the minerals every day. I don't go without them. It's pretty much the essence of life itself because they're alive. They're negatively charged, and because they're alive, they're repelling each other all the time, and that keeps them up in suspension. So they're stirred up constantly by their own repelling each other because they're all negatively charged. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to say. And I can't emphasize it enough that we got to start paying attention and try to take the best care of ourselves that we can with what we've got available. And we've got pretty much almost, I would say, everything you need to take care of yourself. We got EFAs to stop blood clots. You need to take them every day. We got selenium to keep your heart as a muscle and not turn to fat. We got the minerals, which is pretty much the essence of life itself. And they got the rare earth minerals in them that will double to triple our lifespan. So I don't know. If anybody doesn't want to take care of themselves, I guess it's their choice. Kind of like not wearing a helmet when you ride a motorcycle or something. If you want to die that way, it's a free country. We can do what we want, right? So anyway, Doc, you got anything to say?
Oh, yeah, I got 2 great subjects. In the newspaper this morning, this is a big story. And they came out with the number of people who die of heart disease in America each day is 2,500 a day. And per year, it's just short of 1 million. It's like 970,000 die every year from heart disease. Okay. And that's because the doctors are just treating the symptoms as opposed to preventing or reversing or curing. They're just treating the symptoms. And people are happy. Oh, my pain went away. And then you die because they didn't get down to the basic root cause of anything. So we're in a good position here. And of course, the thing that you want to look at is the biggest moneymaker for the medical doctors is arthritis and osteoporosis. Arthritis gives America, just to treat the symptoms, not to prevent or cure it, arthritis, $626.8 billion per year, just to treat the symptoms of arthritis. To treat the symptoms of osteoporosis, which is a lack of minerals for your bones, is 6.7 trillion. 6.7 trillion. You add the two together, that's $7 trillion we're spending just to treat the symptoms of arthritis and osteoporosis. Type 2 diabetes, we spend $342 billion a year just to treat the symptoms. Alzheimer's disease, we spend $345 billion a year just to treat the symptoms. Okay, not to prevent or cure it. Heart disease is $316.8 billion a year just to treat the symptoms, not to prevent or cure it. So that's pretty scary. And it's one of those things where we have an enormous amount of experience. Okay. I started doing this when I was 3 years old, going to the gym with my dad, who was a professional boxer, who was a crown champion boxer. And I'd go with him 5 days a week. I'm only 3 years old, and everybody there is either in boxing or wrestling or weightlifting or soccer, baseball, basketball, and they're all these athletes, and they're taking all these vitamins and minerals. So I started taking the vitamins and minerals when I was 3. Okay. And so I learned and kind of watched what they did and so forth. And that made a big, big impression on me. And so this is why we kind of go the direction we're going. Okay. And of course, when it comes to, again, heart disease, 2,500 die every day, just short of 1,970,000 die every year from heart disease, heart failure. And we have all the things to take that will add 25 to 50 healthy years to your life by giving your heart everything it needs. Okay. And so we have a responsibility because we have the products, we have the knowledge, we have the books and so forth. And also they said in this newspaper article this morning that there's so many people who are obese, overweight, fat, who also have the high blood pressure and who also have type 2 diabetes. What is that? That's the metabolic syndrome. 35% of the adults in America, 35% of the adults in America have the metabolic syndrome. Okay. And all of these are just simple nutritional deficiency diseases. And the medical profession, they just keep sucking on those. If you don't have enough money in your pocket, you probably have health insurance from where you work. And so health insurance is just pouring the money into the doctor's pocket. Okay, we're talking trillions of dollars a month. When you add them all together, trillions of dollars a month they get just to treat the symptoms of these various diseases when we have the prevention, the reversal of these diseases. All right. So we need to introduce everybody to the book, The Metabolic Syndrome. It's only 40 pages. We have the book, Let's Play Doctor. The Let's Play Doctor is going crazy in England right now. I'm getting big checks from sales once a month from doctor being printed and sold there because they didn't, a month to get them shipped. They order here and then they get printed and then ship them, and it'd be a month before they get them. So they have an agreement with us in writing. Okay. And so we get, paid on how many books they print and sell and all that kind of stuff. And then we have the books, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, for people who are herbalists and they don't want to use medical stuff, but also they want to use limited amounts of additive vitamins, minerals. So we came up with a book, Let's Play Herbal Doctor, and it goes into all the same diseases that are in the book, Let's Play Doctor. Heart disease, diabetes, arthritis, osteoporosis, ringing in the ears, osteoporosis. And of course, when it comes to the brain, and there you go, there's a lie. When it comes to the brain, and you have for instance, the what do you call it? In the brain, you have osteoporosis of the skull. Your skull is an inch thick. When you look at that book on page 6, you got in your hands there, in page 6 of the book, it's all in your head. Okay, look at page 6. It's got a picture. At the top of the page is a picture of a normal skull, and it's only a quarter of an inch thick. They take the top of the skull off and to look at the brain, and the skull is only a quarter of an inch thick. There you go. And the bottom picture is another skull at autopsy. They take the top of the skull off, looking at the brain with a camera, but the skull's an inch and a half to 2 inches thick. That's because it's all connective tissue and scar tissue. It's not bone. And when your skull is an inch and a half to 2 inches thick, all those tunnels that the 12 pairs of cranial nerves in your spinal cord go through get squeezed. They get squeezed and they lose 85 to 95% of their internal volume and put pressure on those nerves. And so there's so many diseases that people get. And guess what? We have a great thing happening tomorrow between 11 and 3. I get breathless when I hear this story. Okay, you ready for it? We ran out of our flip charts a couple of days ago. Last one got sold. And of course, the new batch of flip charts, thousands of them are coming tomorrow between 11 and 3 because we anticipated that and we had them reprinted. And it has all these stories and pictures of me with professional athletes like Theo Ratliff, professional movie actors, radio people, movie stars, famous people who were scientists. And I have pictures with me of them. I say, I apologize, we can't pay you or anything. No, we don't want to get paid. We just want to tell our story, how your program and your products saved us, because the doctors said we only had weeks to live or months to live. And that was 10, 15, 20 years ago. We've been using your stuff. And the doctors died, but we didn't die. So I thought that was a great. Okay.
No.
Amen, amen. And so it's one of those things where, and then in the flip chart, we also have those same pictures of the two skulls in that flip chart. I think it's in page like 37 or 38 or something like that, in the middle of that book. Got those pictures of the skulls, and it shows you what happens when you get osteoporosis of the skull. That really is a great flip chart. Goes into the use of I-26 to rebuild the brain and spinal cord when you have all kinds of dementia problems. You know, your brain stops working because 85% of your brain is white matter. 95% of your spinal cord is white matter. And when it goes away, nothing up there works anymore. And you get Parkinson's disease, you get Alzheimer's disease, you get all kinds of dementias. And there's like 50 something different diseases you get when you have osteoporosis of the skull, which we can prevent and we can reverse because they're nothing but nutritional deficiency. So we're so excited about that. And we're so happy to get that book. That was perfect timing because the last one was sold yesterday. And so we ordered several thousand of them because we knew it was going to hit. And I called them like 3 days ago. And they said, oh, yeah, it'll be there on Thursday between 11 o'clock and 3. Okay. And so we're so excited about that. So again, just like the other books, when you buy 10 or more of those flip charts, you get a nice discount. And if you sell them for retail, you get a nice little profit there. But if you if you make them available to your downline, it's going to grow your business because they're going to use that to help so many people. And when people see those stars and those famous people and the wealthy because of their business are successful, they're going to say, well, I want to be like those guys. And so if they use Wallach's flip chart to get the information what to do and use Wallach's vitamins and minerals and supplements and so forth, I'm going to go that direction. Okay. So it's one of those things where we've made an imprint on the people who have power. And so they are coming to really be here Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, does anybody have any questions?
Dr. Wallach, I'd just like to take a minute and explain to everybody that you are having camera issues, and Sue Litchfield graciously agreed to hold up a picture of you and Dr. Milan on her screen so that we can see you. And thanks to Shar for holding up some of the books. And Shar, it looks like Jeff has a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, let me ask him to unmute.
Yeah, this is all teamwork.
Yeah.
How can we help you?
Hey, Doc, good to see you again, and thanks for supporting as usual. Actually, we got all the micro and all the program nutrients kind of sorted at the moment, but I wanted to check in because my note was really old from way back on regular, fairly sedentary lifestyle. How many grams protein per day? I'm asking actually about the macronutrients for a change. How many grams per protein per day, and then maybe how many extra grams for every hour of heavy working out, either soccer or lifting weights?
Well, for breakfast, I either have about 4 ounces of steak or 2 hamburgers, lamb chops, along with 3 soft scrambled eggs and butter. Okay. And of course, I have all kinds of vegetables, and then I have fruit. I'll have either a couple of bananas with breakfast, or maybe a couple of oranges, or maybe apples are getting big now, so maybe 1 big apple or 2 medium-sized apples. So I get my fruit that way. And then, of course, my drinks are Rebound, okay, and tea, okay, Rebound and tea. And the Rebound, of course, we made this for Theo Ratliff, our basketball player, who had they took his position away in basketball because he had terrible arthritis and osteoporosis and joint problems and this, that, and the other. Just was a mess. And I came up with the Rebound for him, as well as a Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. The Healthy Bone and Joint Pack is a combination of the Healthy Start Pack. Okay, that was our original pack. The Healthy Start Pack had the first 90 essential nutrients in 1 box. But also, for Theo, I made the glucogel to take the place of the when you make when you boil. Let's see here. When you boil bones, okay, bone broth. So the glucogel took the place of bone broth, so you didn't have to go through that process of boiling bones in vinegar all night and stinking up the house and all that kind of stuff. And so the Rebound, the glucogel, and the Ultimate Daily Classic is the healthy. Let's see how the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, and it just sells like crazy into the grade school, junior high, high school, college, professional athletes use our products like crazy, and so we're very, very proud of that. And of course, then the metabolic syndrome is a deficiency disease, all right, of nutrients. So people are hungry because their body's asking for nutrients. And that's why they have abdominal obesity, because they're missing nutrients. And then also the other 2 pieces, they get type 2 diabetes, which is a multi-mineral deficiency, which is in the Healthy Start Pack or the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, or Sweeties. Sweeties, I take 3 Sweeties twice a day, and I weigh 142. And then also we have the, let's see here, the glucogel, okay? And so when you do that, young athletes and even old athletes do very well. So I hope that answers your question.
And we can add a scoop of protein, and we can add the protein shakes like after a workout and things like that.
Oh, absolutely. In other words, you can take our protein sticks after a workout, or you can take another Rebound. I take 2 of these Rebound. They come 30 in a box. And so I need to buy 2 boxes each month of the Rebound to get enough to take my 2 Rebounds per day. Okay.
And
thanks.
And our collagen has 10 grams of protein for each scoop that you take per day. So that's a good, easy way to get tasteless protein.
Yep. And mix in with the tea and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Doc.
Okay, you bet. Yeah, spread the word, because we save a lot of people from injuries and people who have, just like Theo. He played so much, he sweat so much, and he didn't take any vitamins and minerals until he got introduced to us. And then he came back. It took him 90 days to rebuild everything, got his position back. In 11 years, he made $76 million. Do you think it was worth taking the vitamins and minerals? I think so.
Okay, Judy's got her hand up.
Right. Okay, I've got a question, but I first want to say that one of my customers called me this afternoon shortly after I talked to you, and she's 80 years old, and she likes the Rise and Restore. She says anything that gives her pep at 80 is something she's going to continue to take. And she also
Good.
she also wanted to tell you that her hair color is coming back. That
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
when she first met you, her hair was pure white, and now it's getting darker. She says it's about three quarters of the way. It starts at the back and comes forward. So she says it's darker in the back and lighter in the front still, but it's coming back. So, but the question was that we've got a 56-year-old African American woman who's taking the Essential 90 for financial reasons, and she's having trouble getting rid of belly fat. That she's almost 200 pounds.
Ooh.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
what she needs to do, if she has this belly fat problem, she needs more minerals. So in addition to the Healthy Brain and Heart Pack, she can take the plant-derived colloidal minerals.
Okay.
Okay. And she can also
Okay.
take the Osteo FX calcium. I take an ounce of the Osteo FX twice a day, and in each ounce of the Osteo FX, I put an ounce of the plant-derived colloidal minerals. So I'm getting lots of minerals every day, as well as all my vitamins and amino acids and all that kind of stuff. And the essential fatty acids also.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you're never too old. You're never too old, because those things are not genetic. The only things that are genetic, okay, are your eye color, your hair color, your skin color, and your gender, whether you're a boy or girl. That's it. There's no other genetic things. When a doctor starts saying, well, you have a genetic thing, that's when you get up and say, excuse me, sir, I'm leaving, because there are no such things as genetic diseases. Bye. Because that tells you, if he's saying, well, you got a genetic thing, that means he wants to put you on a program in which he will be making money off of you for the rest of your life.
Okay. I see Sue's waving. So I'm gonna mute myself. Thanks, Doc.
You bet.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
From my point of view, I can't see anybody else. That's
Well, Sue had her hand up, and she's unmuted now.
I can't see her.
Well, she's waving her hand because she's showing us the book.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
Go ahead, Sue. Well, I see you holding up a canister of the I-26, I think. Did you have a question about the I-26?
Yeah, it comes in powder, capsules, and chewables.
And my dog loves the chewables.
But you give your dog the people chewables, not the dog chewables.
Right, that's what I get.
Yeah, well, Arthritis is different. Arthritis is different than the I-26 chewables.
Yeah. So, Sue, I think you should just be able to talk. We could hear you before we started. Or if you want to put your question in the chat, I could read it for you. But while we're waiting for Sue, I'd like to take a minute real quick, because I was going to talk about the energy that I get from the 3.0 as well. So when I take the Restore at night, I add the OsteoFX and some collagen to it. And I wake up in the morning an hour or an hour and a half earlier than I normally do, ready to jump out of bed and have energy all day. So I'm echoing what Judy said about her 80-year-old customer. It really does provide some extra energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Extra energy plus extra nutrients.
Yeah.
And of course, the thing that happens is when they take one dose of vitamins and minerals a day, you got 23 hours without the vitamins and minerals. Okay, because you had it once. If you take it twice a day, you got 22 hours without the nutrients. And so we came up with the 3.0 rise in the morning and 2.0 restore, 3.0 restore for the evening. Okay, and so now you should be taking 4 doses of vitamins and minerals a day instead of just 1 or 2. And so many people, they say, "Oh God, by this afternoon, like 2 o'clock, I have to take a nap for a couple of hours. I just can't keep my eyes open." Well, that's because they're out of nutrients already. And so once you start taking these extra doses of the 2 3.0s, the rise in the morning and the restore in the afternoon, you are not going to want to take a nap. Well, that's a waste of time, taking a nap for 2 hours in the afternoon. You got to be kidding me. Okay. And so suddenly now your life becomes more interesting, more productive, spend more time with the people you love and care about, and spend more time doing the things you love to do because you're adding more nutrients. These are not replacements, they're add-ons. The 3.0 rise and the 3.0 restore are add-ons, they are not replacements.
Right. Yeah. And so I take minerals in the morning and in the afternoon or evening, as well as the rise and restore. So, yep, I'm getting all of those extra nutrients.
That'll add many healthful years to your life and give you more available time during the day to either do things you want to do or things you are required to do. And spend more time with your dog, your cat, your kids, your grandkids, your friends, your neighbors, and so on. And so this really was a big change because nobody in the vitamin and mineral world think people are going to take vitamins and minerals 4 times a day. Okay, if you take them once a day or twice a week or something like that, that's good. Oh, well, that's better than nothing, but that's not going to be maximum.
Right. Well, we do it, but we sip on our stuff all day long, Doc, right? So
Yep.
That helps us. Well, I do have a couple of emailed questions since I don't see anybody's hand up right now.
Okay, go for it.
The first one is a 24-year-old female. She's 5'2", 120 pounds. She's in good health. She occasionally has menstrual cramps, but not enough to interfere with her job. She eats gluten-free, good food, bad food, stays on the list. She had bad flu symptoms for over a week. She feels good now, but 3 weeks after the flu, the bottoms of her feet are overly sensitive. She said it's painful to walk because I guess it's like neuropathy. Will extra EFAs help, or what foods or what supplements would
I-26.
Okay.
I-26. Yeah, I-26, because she may have osteoporosis of the skull. Okay, squeezing the 12 pairs of cranial nerves in the spinal cord. So she needs the I-26. Okay, and I like the chewables, and so I take a handful of chewables in my pocket when I leave the house. That way, I can't say, "Oh God, I forgot my chewables."
There you go. That's it.
Yeah, this is the vanilla. That's what I'm working on this month, vanilla.
Okay, very good. All right. So, at any rate, people are learning about the things that are available, the things that we have provided that do positive things for you, add many healthful years to your life. In America, our average lifespan right now is 75.6. In Pakistan, in the Hunza villages in the Himalayan mountains, the average lifespan, and this is according to the World Health Organization, they said that the Pakistanis have the longest lifespan on Earth right now, 122. Well, they live to be 75. They don't have a single doctor. We have all these wonderful doctors that stand up and beat their chest like Tarzan, want you to think they're the greatest things on Earth. So why are these people, is it a genetic thing? No, I already told you there's no genetics for those kind of things. What it is, they live at the base of these mountains where the glaciers are grinding up the rocks, and the rock dust is white, gets into those streams coming down the side of the mountain. It looks like milk. So have you ever heard of the land flowing with milk and honey?
Yep.
Yeah, it's in the old Bible, the land flowing with milk and honey. And so thousands of years ago, they knew that there were places where people, for some reason, lived a long time, and they gave God the credit, which is fair, okay? But they were getting all these minerals from those mountains. And as today with the Hunzas, okay, in Pakistan, they're living to be 120, 200, 300, 400, 500, but they're getting all these minerals. Now, some of the glacial milks only have 5 minerals in them. Better than nothing, but not good. Some have 10 minerals, some have 25, some have 50, some have 75. The ones that have 75 minerals or more, they are the places where people live a long time. You have to have at least 75 of those minerals, and we call it the ultimate daily. Is it the ultimate daily minerals?
Plant-derived minerals.
Plant-derived colloidal minerals. Yeah, plant-derived colloidal minerals. Oops. Sorry about that. This may be emergency. Yeah, hang on. I'm on the Zoom. Can I call you back in a half hour? I did. Okay. I got to let Salvador in. I'll be right back. Take me 30 seconds.
All right. So I had something that I wanted to say, Shar, if I can go ahead, because we spoke just briefly at the beginning of the Zoom that today is the day of the Chinese New Year, and it's the year of the wood snake. And so the wood snake is actually the emblem that the American Medical Association has taken on. It's the stick with the 2 snakes wound around it.
Yep.
And the idea for the year of the snake is that you shed your skin. So we're going to shed the skin of the AMA, and we will show our healthy self with the nutrients that we take, the supplements that we take. So that's the image. You can do what you want, but that's the image that I'm taking into the new Chinese New Year. And
I love that analogy. I think that's super.
Yeah. And if anybody has a way of getting in touch with Dr. Milan to wish her a happy Chinese New Year, Dr. Wallach requested that we do that. So if anybody can do that, if you would give.
Okay, she's at Wellness Publications right now. They can just call Wellness.
Oh, okay.
Publications wish her a happy Chinese New Year. Thank you.
And we will do that. And then you can also give wishes from our entire group as well for people that can't call Wellness. So what's that number, Doc? I forgot to give the number for Wellness.
1-800-755-4656. 1-800-755-4656.
All right.
That's it. That is
All right.
it.
And if there's anybody that's joined the Zoom on their phone and they have a question, *6 will unmute you and you can ask Dr. Wallach your question. Okay, so I do have another emailed question.
Okay.
Dr. Wallach, this is a 59-year-old male. He's 5'10", weighs 180 pounds. He's been on the 90 Essentials for over 10 years. He has not had any problems until recently, but he's wondering if there are herbal versions for ED that are better than the pharmaceuticals. So what kind of supplements could we do to help him with ED?
Okay, erectile dysfunction, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, so here's a case where you can take the Rise and Restore, add that to his program. Rise and Restore, the Rise in the morning, Restore in the afternoon. But then also the Zera test. Zyrtec. Go ahead and take 2 of those twice a day. Or tablets, take 2 twice a day. That's in addition to everything else. That's not a replacement. That's an add-on. And and it gives the body what it needs to make male hormones. For females, it's Zerafem. But for the males, it's Zyrtec. I take 2 or 3 of those twice a day. And, I'm in a couple of months, I'll be 86. I'm going on 86 here now. And so I can still perform as a male at 86. And most people, when they look at me, they think I'm in my 50s. They can't believe I'm 86, going on 86.
And then of course you also eat eggs with runny yolks, and that's something that
Oh yeah, I eat soft-boiled eggs with runny yolks, or I soft scrambled eggs in butter. Remember, I have a wonderful CD that a guy just bought a case of the CDs. I did, let's see here. A stick of butter a day keeps the doctor away. Okay, because that's because we didn't have I-26 yet. And so it was using to get the raw materials to make the myelin, the white matter of the brain and spinal cord. I told people to eat a stick of butter a day. And that's when we came up with the I-26, because the doctors were telling me you can't do that. It has too much cholesterol. Well, that's nonsense, because cholesterol is your best friend. 85% of your brain is cholesterol. 95% of your spinal cord is cholesterol. Okay. And also the male hormones is 95% cholesterol, and female hormones are 95% cholesterol. You do not want to stop using cholesterol. You just don't want to fry it. When you fry cholesterol, then it turns it into something bad. But cholesterol, your life is going to be 0. Okay. You will not have any fun. You will not have any enjoyment. You'll lose 25 years of your life if you give up cholesterol. Cholesterol is one of your best friends.
absolutely. And so when your heart doctor says no cholesterol and no salt,
Here's what you do. When a doctor says no salt, no cholesterol, say, may I have my records? I want to find a new doctor. I want you to give me a folder with all my records in it, because I'm not coming back to you because you're such a nerd.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, don't let the doctor kill you with stupidity.
And everybody remember, Doc, Andy Rooney from 60 Minutes was retiring, and he went to the doctor and ended up having a colonoscopy, and they punctured his intestinal wall and killed him, giving him a colonoscopy.
Yep.
And
Well, I have unmuted Helen because I'm hoping that she can give us a few words about what's going on in Canada these days. I think everybody knows what's going on in the US, and like Shar mentioned earlier, trying to get Kennedy in as a top health person.
Yeah, well, so everybody needs to send him an email or a voicemail or something like that and say, you need to put Dr. Wallach on your team. So,
Absolutely.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So
Well,
Helen, are pharmaceutical companies still running Canada?
We need the right leaders up here. And we have another election coming up for the province of Ontario. And we've just got to get the right person in. I'm concerned that we're just going to get the same old. And we're not going to, get ahead
same
here.
species. Yeah, the same species.
Yeah. And I mean, I would be the 51st state in a heartbeat. But at least, if you listen to the right people, at least work with your President Trump. Work with him. Don't try and fight him. And that's my big concern now, that they want, not to really have common sense. I mean, you're our neighbor. We need to work together.
right.
Absolutely, you're right. And hopefully some of the stuff he does for the American public will spill over to your country.
He's actually, I really believe that President Trump is a win-win person. He's not just for himself, he's for you as well. Like, he wants a win-win for both.
Yeah, if you
And-
go back and check the statistics, every president since the beginning of the country, 47 presidents, have all used the presidency to get rich. President Trump is the only president in history that has lost money being the president. His net worth was $3 billion. He's lost $1 billion being the president. He's the only one in history that lost money being the president. So his heart is definitely in the right place. There's no question about
we're
it.
just praying that we're going to get good leaders with good common sense. Oh, I hope so.
Oh, I know. And that's the only thing. And you know, the sad thing is, I've been a Democrat all my life. And I'm slow. It took me a while to realize Trump has turned the Democratic Party into what we know as the Republican Party now, because the Democrat Party doesn't exist anymore. It got taken over by the Chinese Communist Party. And I was slow, but I finally figured it out. Trump knew it right away. So the sad thing is, Bobby Kennedy was a Democrat all his life, and now he's going to common sense and trying to help us, and the Democrats are against him. Now, why is that? That doesn't even make any sense unless you realize that the Democrat Party that I knew, the President Kennedy Democrat Party, is dead. It's over. So
I'm sure
sadly,
you folks don't want to live. I'm sure you folks do not want to live beside a communist country.
No,
Right?
and we came so close putting tampons in men's bathrooms, and the
I'm on Zoom. Let
insanity
me try
that's
right back.
going on in this country is unbelievable. And it was, my son and I were considering moving to Russia. It was that bad. But,
Yeah, that's a good place.
thank God, common sense, and most people do have common sense. Most people want to just live and let live. You know, it's like you said, common sense. And I think we finally are getting to the point of having common sense. It's like all these. Why would these Democrats want some of the people that they've took out of the country were literally murderers? And that Venezuelan group that took over Colorado, they found the leader of it, and they just shipped him out of New York today, back to, I don't know where they sent him back to, but it was, we don't want murderers running our streets. I mean, we never, my son is never, he's got guns, and he didn't want to go to the fireworks in Ada, Michigan, a tiny, if you sneeze, you miss the whole town. He didn't want to go to the fireworks in Ada, Michigan, because he was afraid that there could be a illegal terrorist in Ada that decides to just start killing everybody. So it gets pretty bad when you're scared to go to fireworks in in your own little city, because you're afraid of these boogers that got in here illegally. It's very sad.
Yeah.
And the big thing that I like about having Canada be the 51st state is, instead of being held up at the border crossing, be a sign over your head, you are now entering Michigan, USA. And you don't
I have heard that 30% of Canadians would do it, but the other 2/3.
No, yeah, I know. I should call Joe and see what the Godfather thinks.
There are a lot of hurdles to that. So thanks for the update, Helen. Dr. Wallach, we have about 5 minutes left. Did you have any more words of wisdom, or Shar have any other words of wisdom for us?
Well, I think, go ahead, Shar.
Don't you think common sense is the way to go, Doc?
I'm sorry? I didn't hear you.
I think Trump is cleaning house, and knowing human nature, a lot of these people that were working for the government were probably in their pajamas all day, and now they got to come to work. And apparently they're going to investigate to find out if they were working for some other company and taking a paycheck from the government, because that
Yeah,
is
well,
fraud.
I'm sure there's a bunch of that going on. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure. So it's time. It's really time to clean house, and we're way
Very.
overdue for a house cleaning. It's not just the last administration. This has been going on for years. Both parties. It doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, or communist or whatever. They've been doing nasty things here and getting away with it. And it's
Well, let me
time.
jump in here. Let me jump in here and just go back to the beginning of our Zoom. Don't forget, there's 1 million Americans die each year from heart disease.
Yes.
Okay. 2,500 die every day from heart disease. And so they need the 90 essential nutrients plus the de-stress capsules. Okay. And more selenium. And then, of course, also we have people with the metabolic syndrome, which is obesity, type 2 diabetes, and also, let's see, what's the other piece? Type 2 diabetes, obesity, and high blood pressure. Okay. And so the metabolic syndrome, 35% of the adult American population, okay, have the metabolic syndrome. Get this book, it's 40 pages. It'll blow your mind, giving you the information, because it's an easy disease to get rid of. It's an easy disease to reverse, easy disease to prevent. And we can save America with our 90 essential nutrients and the secret sauces, that deal with certain things. Don't forget Dead Doctors Don't Lie, the book, the CD, and also the DVD. Dead Doctors Don't Lie, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and Dead Doctors Don't Lie. That information alone, between the sales of all those things, we've sold over 400 million copies, okay, between the CDs, the DVDs, and the books, okay? And it's one of those things where people want that message, they know, and of course the book and the CDs and the DVDs tell you what to do for certain diseases. It'll blow your mind. Well, my doctor says there's nothing to do about it. Well, that's because he wanted to milk your insurance policy.
And they do. As much as they can get away with, they do it. And not only that, the good thing, Doc, is they're going to start putting CD players in new vehicles again. That means people can listen to CDs while they're driving around and learn something.
There you go.
Which is a novel idea, right?
That's correct.
And you can listen to a CD and still drive your car, without being distracted. So there. Called
Okay.
multitask.
All right, so we've got about 3 minutes left. If everybody wants to unmute and say goodbye till next week. Thank you, Dr. Wallach. Thank you, Shar. Thanks, Sue, for giving up your screen for the picture. And happy Chinese New Year to everybody.
Yep.
Happy New Year.
Chinese New
Happy
Year.
New Year.
Bye.
Next Wednesday,
Bye-bye.
same
Thanks,
time.
Doc.
Welcome,
Thanks,
Canadians.
Shar. Thanks,
Welcome,
everybody.
Canadians.
Thank you.
Next
Welcome,
time.
Canadians.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Introducing our most advanced nutritional support, 3.0 Rise and 3.0 Restore by Youngevity. This all-new two-part formulation builds upon almost 30 years of research and success of our legacy nutrition products. This is BTT 3.0, but with a new identity to highlight the inclusion of targeted support ingredients for an even more robust supplement. The new 3.0 Rise and Restore boosts health around the clock, using time-duration nutrition for better absorption and utilization of each ingredient. This dual system goes beyond vitamins and minerals to provide targeted support for things important to all of us, like cognitive health, stress defense, mood wellness, and more. Designed to be taken specifically in the morning and evening, Rise and Restore gives you exactly what you need when you need it for maximum health benefits. Formulated with more whole foods and plant-based ingredients, this system is the most comprehensive nutritional support ever offered by Youngevity. Rise is gluten-free and vegetarian-friendly and features nootropic cognitive support with energy and metabolism-boosting ingredients as well as mood-boosting components. It also provides phytonutrients for everyday antioxidant and immune support and cellular hydration support. Restore is also gluten-free and vegetarian-friendly, designed with restorative nutrients to help your body recover from the day's stressors, featuring circulation and cardiovascular support, ashwagandha for relaxation and stress relief, detox support, pre- and probiotics for good gut health, as well as an adaptogenic blend for reducing stress, anxiety, and fatigue. Together, these innovative research-driven formulas provide a full-circle approach to daily foundational nutrition for an active life, all in great-tasting new flavors that make this product an easy lifestyle addition you'll look forward to each day, to help set the tone for productive days and restful nights. As research continues to identify opportunities to improve health, Youngevity will be at the forefront of those discoveries. Our mission has always been to support your overall health. Now we're going even deeper to target and support your optimal health, wellness, and happiness. Welcome to a new era in Youngevity nutrition.